ॐ शुक्लां वरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे। ॐ नमो विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Continuing with the verses of Vishnu Sahasranama, let us move to the 29th or 28th, I think, verse. Here there are 9 namas in the 28th verse. We'll chant the verse first. वृषाहि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषपर्वा वृषोदरः। वृषाहि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषपर्वा वृषोदरः। वर्धनो वर्धमानश्च विविक्तश्रुतिसागरः। वर्धनो वर्धमानश्च विविक्तश्रुतिसागरः। वृषाहि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषपर्वा वृषोदरः। वर्धनो वर्धमानश्च विविक्तश्रुतिसागरः. So the 9 namas in this shloka are Vrishahi, Vrishabha, Vishnu, Vrishaparva, Vrishodaraha, Vardhanaha, Vardhamanaha, Cha Viviktaha and Shruti Sagaraha. So the 9 names. Now have you noticed there are 4 namas beginning with Vrisha, and we have already seen this word before in this very Vishnu Sahasranama as the nama Vrisha Kapihi, where I told you the Vrisha word means dharma. So Bhagavan, you are in the form of dharma that we saw earlier as an earlier nama, and here there will be a similar meaning in different different style or a different nuance of that meaning will be presented here. So let us look at it one by one. Vrishahi. So I told you Vrisha means dharma. Yeah, and so you are the one that shines as dharma. See, the second part of the word here is ahi, and ahan. Aha means a bright day, the dinam. So you shine as dharma like even a bright day. And so these words are centered on the theme of dharma. So here Bhagavan is praised as the one who shines as dharma. Why? Because the dharma will result in punyam. In fact, another word for dharma is punyam. And the punyam will rain or shower blessings upon the devotees. So that Vrisha means that which varshati. So dharma are like the clouds, just as the clouds shower blessings in the form of rain, so too dharma showers and blessings in the form of punyam, and the punyam will translate into favorable and happy situations for us, comfortable situations. That is the idea here. Now you are the Vrishahi. Now rain is seen as a blessing. Why? Because remember we have seen the the cycle of life in the chapter 3 Gita. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha parjanya yajna bhavati yajnat bhavati parjanyaha yajna karma samudbhavaha. So what causes rain as a blessing? Yajna. When people are following a dharma based life, that causes rains. But the rains have to be adequate and timely, not like the rains we recently experienced here and there. In the hot summer month, this is anavrishtihi. And anavrishtihi can also happen because it symbolizes a undesirable karma phalam. But here it is referring to those adequate and timely rains which cause annam. And annam is what sustains life. And what causes rain? Yajnas. And yajna is the karmas, the dhanam and the tapas and the rituals that one performs. So that cycle we saw. And so you are praised as Vrishahi. That is, you bring light and radiance when one pursues dharma, just as even a bright, shiny day. Then the next nama is Vrishabhaha. Vrishabhaha, immediately we connect to what? The literal meaning of a bull. Arjuna was also addressed as Purusharshabha in the Gita. Purushanam Vrishabhaha. You are the foremost, like how a bull stands out among a herd. But here that is not the meaning here. Yeah? Here the meaning is Bhagavan is praised as Vrishabhaha, the one who showers desires. Rains kama. Kaman varshati iti Vrishabhaha. For whom? For those who pursue dharma, for the sincere devotees. So we invoke the grace of the Vrishabha and who showers the blessings upon us, who fulfills their desires. Maybe it will not be in the form that we desire or when we desire, but definitely when one taps into the source of all blessings, you as Vrishabhaha bless. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. And the story in the Bhagavata Purana, we see how Sudama just took, a little of that rice, puffed rice. And then how as Vrishabhaha, Bhagavan showered blessings upon the whole family. So again, this is dharma related here. The third nama in the shloka is Vishnu. That is the very second nama in the whole Vishnu Sahasranama. We have already seen it. It springs from the Vish dhatu. Vishati sarvam or Vyapnoti sarvam, which means the all-pervading adhara of the entire universe, and the tattvam is Vishnu, or the one who took the 3 huge strides, that limitless Vikrama Avatara, who covered the whole universe. You are the Vishnu. So in Vedanta, we technically we say that as Vishnu, you are the intelligent and the material cause of the entire universe. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yam prayantyapi samvishanti. That from whom the whole Srishti has emerged, that which sustains the Srishti and into which the whole Srishti will fold back is that Vishnu. Yeah? So that is the just like the cloth, in the Mundaka Upanishad recently, we saw a very beautiful nyaya called Chitrapata Nyaya. Chitrapata Nyaya is, if you have an embroidered piece of cloth, the cloth or the yarn is the basis for the entire embroidered piece. So you as Vishnu, you are the adhara for this Jagat embroidery, which has the infinite Namarupas. That meaning also we can take. So, Vishnu. Then this fourth nama is Vrisha Parva. Again connected with Vrisha, which means Dharma. Now, Parva means the steps. So, Vrisha Parva is that you are like the sopanam, the ladder of steps which lead to you. Yeah? So you are the giver of the steps of dharma in order to reach. So the steps are symbolizing dharma. And what is the goal? The goal is Vishnu Tattvam. Vishnu Tattvam, understanding that that is the indwelling, all pervading Atma Tattvam. Understanding that is the Vishnu Tattvam. Yad Gatva na nivartante bhuyaha. Gaining which there is no more return to samsara. Yeah? Now, so these steps are leading to the Paramdhama. Yeah? Paramapadam is that Vishnu Tattvam or Atma Jnanam. Now, how do we gain punyam? Shastra is very clear about it. Yeah? Only two ways. Ishtakarmas and Purtakarmas. We came across these two terms also in the Mundaka Upanishad. Ishtakarmas are yajna based. You know, all the rituals which are yajna based in the Karma Kanda portion, they draw the punyam for the performer. And in modern times, we have the equivalent in the form of any elaborate ritual like Kumbhabhishekam or Koti Archana and pujas. All of them will bring forth the punyam. These are Ishtakarmas. Then Purtakarmas are in the form of the Pancha Mahayajnas. Danam, Tapas, then Deva Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, Manushya Yajna, Annadanam. You know, we build temples, hospitals. Why? Because there is no personal desire. So that will result in punyam. And so these steps leading to the goal, that is the Paramdhama, are the dharma or punya karmas, which are mainly Ishta and Purta karmas. Then the next nama is Vrishodaraha. Vrisha we know is dharma, and Udara. Udara means what? Stomach. Yeah? You know, there is a word called Vrikodaraha. Has anybody heard of that? Vrikodaraha? Yeah. So Vrikodaraha, Vrika means wolf and Udara is stomach. So the one who has a massive appetite is called a Vrikodaraha. And that is a name for Bhima. You know, anybody who's got an insatiable appetite can be called Vrikodara. But here it is Vrishodara. That is referring to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan has this huge stomach which has this Vrisha. The huge stomach is going to rain showers of what? Us. The jivas, the praja, the srishti. So which just means that the womb, what is the womb here? Maya. The Maya Shakti Avyaktam. From the Avyaktam, Bhagavan brings forth the entire Srishti and sustains it and folds back into the Udara. So figuratively, there is a stomach. Yeah, but that is the material cause that is figuratively described here as Udara. Yeah. And so, Vrishodaraha is as Srishtikarta, you, the Lord, brings forth the entire Prakriti, the Srishti, all the Jivas included, through the power of Maya. So that's described as rain, you know. Then the next nama is Vardhanaha. Vardhanaha comes from the dhatu Vridh. Vridh means to grow. Yeah, Vardhanam is growing. So Vardhanaha is the one who causes growth and change, metamorphosis, and who nourishes all the beings. Yeah? And we see that how there is nourishment at all levels. You know, you have to just watch a baby growing. How the parent rejoices over every tiny growth stage. You know, it is tumbling, now it is turning, it is running, it is falling, and how the growth happens so rapidly. So whether it's a micro level or macro level, you know, new stars and galaxies and planets are born or rather discovered. Yeah. And so there's biological growth, intellectual growth also for all of us. And who is doing that? Who is facilitating the growth? You. You are the Vardhanaha. It is your grace that is giving biological, emotional and spiritual growth. Now one difference is biological growth will happen by nature, but emotional growth and spiritual growth has to be initiated. Yeah, otherwise one may be just remaining emotionally stunted even though there is a physical growth. So what that means is one has to tap into Bhagavan's grace, yeah, by doing all this, following dharma, and then that dharma will bring a guru in my life, and then I am able to do proper Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Just as underground there is water, but it's not available to me. I have to dig. Yeah, so, and that digging process is the commitment and the way of dharma. Tapping into the grace of Ishvara for my growth. So you are praised here as Vardhanaha. Then the next nama is Vardhamanaha. Sanskrit students can note that this is which pratyaya? Shanach pratyaya. The present continuous. So earlier as Vardhanaha, Bhagavan is praised as the one who causes growth and change. You see how when a young girl attains maturity, it is celebrated. We say, oh, Devi has entered, has manifested in her. So there is a cause for celebration whenever there is a change of status or biologically or even outwardly. We celebrate it. And here Bhagavan is praised as a change itself. Vardhamanaha, the one who is growing and expanding in the entire universe. Yeah? So as though Ishvara is expanding through the universe. Ishvara in the form of seasons is changing, in the form of the sun is rising and then setting. Yeah, even the colors of the sun when you watch in sunrise, you can see how it changes, the nuances, crimson, scarlet, orange, yellow, then white. So the change is glorified here as Bhagavan, Vardhamanaha. That's why Puja Swamiji would say, very important sentence, the creator is the created, the giver is the given. That is, we all acknowledge the glory of Bhagavan and say, thank you Bhagavan, you have given me this, you have given me that, supportive family, excellent children, resources, there is no, great need. But you are them also. Whatever is given is also you. So Vardhanaha is you and Vardhamanaha is also you. Then we have the word Viviktaha. Viviktaha comes from a dhatu which means to separate. The word Viveka is connected, discriminate. So Viviktaha means you, Bhagavan, you are distinct. Even though you have manifested as the universe and in the form of the universe that's expanding, that's growing, but you are apart, you are distinct. And we have seen, a verse explaining this in chapter 9 of the Gita. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavasthitaha. Shloka 4 of chapter 9, where Bhagavan said, Maya tatamidam sarvabhutani. All these beings, the entire world, has manifested from me. They are in me, but I am not in them. I am distinct, Viviktaha. So which means that just as gold is in each and every ornament, yeah, but from the point of view of gold, there is only gold. Yeah, so ornaments cannot exist without gold, but gold exists or can exist without ornaments. So here that nature is praised here. Despite all the changes, all the nama rupas, you are that distinct, avyayam, all pervading tattvam. You are kshetrajnaha, knower of this changing kshetram. Body changes, mind changes, seasons, time changes, yuga changes, everything changes, but you are kshetrajnaha, you are viviktaha, changeless, avyayam. Then the last word, nama in this 28th verse is Shruti Sagaraha. Shruti, are the Vedas. There are very beautiful names for Vedas: Agama, Nigama, Veda, Shruti. All these refer to the Vedas. Sagara is the ocean. Now, Shruti Sagaraha means Bhagavan here is praised as the ocean from which the Shruti is born and into which the Shruti will fold back. And we saw this verse in the Mundaka again. Those mantras are coming to my mind. Yatha nadyah syandamanaha sagare astam gachanti. Just as the various rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, all these rivers, they flow towards the ocean, which is the destination, but which was the source also. The water evaporated and then in the form of rain came down through the mountains, formed the rivers, and then now it's going back to the ocean. So the Shruti, the Vedas, they are born of Ishvara. And that is whom we personify as Chaturmukha Brahmadev. Stands for the 4 Vedas as that Hiranyagarbha Brahmadev, who is ready to start the creation. He is called Prathamajaha. So here Bhagavan is praised as you are like the ocean from which the Shrutis are born in every cycle of manifestation, just like the rivers, and into which the Shruti will fold back. Shruti Sagaraha. And also another meaning is that the Shruti, Shruti, the sounds of the Shruti, they all rise from the ocean, that is from Ishvara, and then they subside back. And in chapter 15, Bhagavan has said, Sarvaihi Vedaihi Ahameva Vedyaha. I am the topic of the entire Shrutis. I am the highlighted topic in the Shrutis. I am the source of the Shrutis. I am the destination of the Shruti. And hence, Shruti Sagaraha. That means only by the Shruti Pramana can we understand the Swarupa of Bhagavan or Narayana or Ishvara. Now we have seen all the Pancha Pramanas: Pratyaksha, Anumanam, Athapati, Upamanam, Anupalabdhi. So to gain any worldly knowledge, we can use all these Pramanas. But how can I get to know the Nirguna, Avyayam, Swarupa of Bhagavan? Shruti or Vedanta Pramana is the only way. So that is also praised here. So you are the Shruti Sagaraha. And so that ends the 28th verse. Let's take a brief look again. Vrishahi Vrishabho Vishnuhu Vrishaparva Vrishodharaha Vardhano Vardhamanascha Vivikta Shruti Sagaraha. Let's move to the next one, 29th. Here there appears to be 10 namas. We'll chant it first. Subhujo Durdharo Vagmi Mahendro Vasudo Vasuho Vasuhu. Subhujo Durdharo Vagmi Mahendro Vasudo Vasuhu. Naikarupo Brahadrupaha Shipivishta Prakashanaha. Naikarupo Brahadrupa Shipivishta Prakashanaha. Subhujo Durdharo Vakmi Mahendro Vasudo Vasuho. Naikarupo Brahadrupaha Shipivishta Prakashanaha. Here the namas are Subhujaha, an easy nama there. Durdharaha, Vagmi, Mahendraha, Vasudaha, Vasuhu, Naikarupaha, Brihatrupaha, Shipivishtaha, and Prakashanaha. Here also, we are seeing the word Vasu. Vasu has also come before in the Vishnu Sahasranama. Sometimes there is a similar meaning, and sometimes there is a slightly different meaning. depends also on the dhatu we are referring to. You know, one verbal root in Sanskritam can have many meanings. Yeah? Like vas. Vasuhu means wealth, but vasati, vasanti, jaganti, yasmin, in whom the entire universe dwells. That is you, Bhagavan. And you are the wealth. So two names, we will come to those namas. First nama here is Subhujaha. Su is a prefix which means, a good. So the one with beautiful arms, Bhuja, is praised as Subhujaha. And here we connect with the avatars. You, as all these powerful avatars, we recently celebrated Narsimha Avatara yesterday and today. So you can worship, praise the Lord as Subhujaha with his arms, how he destroys adharma. And Sri Rama is referred to as Ajanu Bahu, whose Bahu, arms, extended up to the Janu, knee. So which is considered a very beautiful Lakshana. If the arms are long and extend up to the knees. So here, Bhagavan, you, in all these avatars, you have protected the universe, and you have beautiful arms. Generally, it is said that, when we work hard, the laborers or our maids also, you look at their hands, it will be very rough and it will be cracked also, But Bhagavan is praised, who is running the whole world show, has beautiful arms. And what cream is Bhagavan using? If we ask, the answer is, even though Bhagavan is running the whole world show, he is not doing anything. Karmanya karma yapashe. The actions are going on in the Prakriti is happening, but naiva kinchit karomi. So there is no real action. So Bhagavan's arms are praised as mighty and at the same time soft and beautiful. Then the next nama we saw there was Durdharaha. Dur is the opposite of Su. Difficult. That's why Durga Devi is Dukkhena, Gamyate. Difficult to get the grace of Durga. So we have to appease her in a way that shows that difficulty. So here also Durdharaha is Bhagavan, you are Dukkhena Dharyate. You are one who cannot be understood or grasped easily. And why is that so? Because of the Nirguna nature of Bhagavan. With an extroverted Rajasic mind, one cannot understand the subtle Atma Tattvam. And we see that the entire earth is supporting the worlds, and the earth is supported by space, and space is supported by Ishvara. And so that is the subtlemost Atma Tattvam and the Adhara. And hence it is Aprameyaha, intangible. And Krishna has also said this in chapter 12, that the unmanifest Nirguna Parabrahma is more difficult to meditate upon than the Saguna version. He advises Arjuna, it is better to connect to Bhagavan in the Saguna way, and then the Saguna will just drop away and will lead you to the Nirguna Param Dhama. That is what is meant here. That for a wandering mind, it is difficult to dwell upon Bhagavan. Chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramadhi balavadridam. Arjuna says, how difficult. But when the mind is mastered, karma yoga, upasanas, intelligent living, prayerful living, then that Bhagavan reveals himself in the heart. And again we saw in the Mundaka recently, Nayamatma balahinena labhyate na medhaya na tapasa. So no amount of tapas and medha shakti and weak people cannot understand this Atma Tattva. Then how? The one who chooses Atma, the pursuit of knowledge, Raja Vidya alone, Atma will reveal itself to in the hearts. So which means without commitment to Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, that Atma Tattvam will not reveal itself in the to the mumukshu. And that is why Durdharaha, Dukkhena Dharyate. Then we have Vagmi. No? And Vag is speech. So here, who is the Vag Devi? Again, referring to the Vedas. Vagmi is the one from whom the Vedas have emerged. Or also, Bhagavan is the one who can communicate excellently. Vak is a master, Ishvara of Vak. And Vak is the Shruti or Veda Pramana. And hence Bhagavan is called Vagmi. And we just saw that in the word Shruti Sagraha that only the Veda Pramana can reveal Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan is expressed as these words, eye of the eye, mind of the mind, prana of the prana, and so on in the Kena Upanishad. So Vagmi is just means the source of all speech. That is you. Then the next nama is Mahendraha. Mahendraha is got two very simple words, Maha and Indraha. Indraha is the lord of the Devatas. In fact, every loka has a supervisor. Like Swarga is Indra, but Yamaloka is Yama. And Pitriloka also there is a Devata, I think called Aryama. So there is a designated position there. Yeah? And so they have their allotted functions. But you, Bhagavan, you are Maha Indraha. Indranaka Indran. So you are the Lord of all the Devatas because you are the one empowering them. They derive instructions and mandates from you. So you are Mahendraha. Then we have Vasudaha. No? Coming to that term Vasu. And Vasu, here the meaning of wealth is taken. And the means Dadati, gives. So you are the giver of wealth. So wealth, again, we can have a very gross perception about it. Wealth in terms of solid assets like property, estate, and fixed deposits, money. But obviously here that is not meant. So Bhagavan is praised as the wealth, giver of wealth. What kind of wealth? Karma phalam. So karma phalam are the fruits of one's actions. And in whatever form they are perceived as a divine wealth. Yeah? So that is the real, real power. Daivi Sampattihi in chapter 16, which we are going to see, that is considered the real wealth. And we have seen Bhagaha Asya Asti Iti Bhagavan. Bhagavan has limitless wealth in the form of Vairagyam, Jnanam, Yashas, Shrihi, Aishwaryam, like that 6 virtues, 6 gunas in limitless wealth. And so you are the giver of all those wealth. Even the other material wealth also Bhagavan gives because Lakshmi is Narayana. And even that wealth is seen as a blessing. And that is why we don't step on a currency note. Yeah, we don't, kick away wealth. And that is respecting even the currency as Mahalakshmi, the wealth of Bhagavan. Then the next nama is Vasuhu. Coming back to the root. Vasuhu is wealth. All forms of wealth is also Narayana. So you are not only grantor of wealth, Vasudaha, but you are Vasuhu also. Earlier we saw Vardhanaha and Vardhamanaha. Same connection here, same pair of words. You are granting wealth in the form of karma phalam and you are the wealth also. And we can perceive anything as wealth. For many people, even children are as wealth because, they see the children as a source of income later on. So children are seen as a blessing, as a wealth. Home is wealth. and a friend, support system is wealth. So whatever is given is a form of wealth, and that wealth is from you. Whether it is our support system, family, children, body, opportunities, everything is seen as Vasuhu, wealth. And another meaning for Vasuhu we saw earlier is Vasanti Jaganti Yasmin. So the worlds Jaganti Yasmin Vasanti, in whom all the worlds dwell in, that is you. No? Vasuhu. What a grand meaning for such a small word, Vasuhu. Yeah. So depending on what root we take, verbal root, the meaning will little bit change. Yeah. Yeah. So in the Isha Upanishad, the very first mantra is Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam means this entire world is cloaked or coated with Isha. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. So there is as though a covering of Ishvara on everything around us, on the whole universe. Not literally, of course, but there is that divinity, the divine essence. Yeah? So which just means that the world is Bhagavan, and the wealth of Bhagavan is glorified here. Then the next nama is Naika Rupaha. This is a Vedantic meaning here, and there is a Sandhi, Na Eka Rupaha, Vriddhi Sandhi, Naika Rupaha. That is, even though you are one, we are pursuing the Advitiya Ekam Brahma Tattvam in Vedanta, but you have infinite forms. Yeah, you have shown your Vishwarupa to Arjuna in chapter 11 Gita, and you are the Virat Swarupaha, and Purusha Suktam praises you in that cosmic Purusha whose eyes are sun and moon, earth are the feet, and so on. And so even though you manifest as many, you are really one, and the remaining one you manifest as many. That is the meaning we take here. Na Eka Rupaha. That is, gold is one, but ornaments are many. Water is one. There is only one water, Tattvam, H2O. But there are many manifestations. Waves are of different dimensions and different velocities, durations. So that is meant here, that you are this entire multifarious Nama Rupa Kriyatmakam Jagat. Na Eka Rupaha. Then we have Brihat Rupaha. Brihat, I told you, is huge. But Brihat can be used for a mosquito, a big mosquito, or Brihat Himalayas, huge Himalayas. So what do we mean by Brihat? Limitlessly big. One which has no boundaries, no limits, and that is you. You are the one whose Rupa is Brihat, is endless, limitless. So the whole Brahmanda is you. You have appeared as the entire universe. And that is why this Na Eka Rupaha and Brihat Rupaha, this is the basis of Sanatana Dharma, and that is why we can take any form and worship it. Yeah, we don't need to go to also any temple and stand in queue or buy one VIP darshana ticket. Not that we should not go to the temples, but the understanding that Bhagavan is there in that piece of turmeric out of which we make Ganesha. Bhagavan is equally the river, the mountain, the earth. Space is worshipped in Chidambaram. Arunachala is Agni Tattvam. Time, time is divinized as Kala Devata, Kalaha Asmi, Bhagavan has said earlier. So every phenomenon, everything is your Rupa, and you are really Brihat Rupaha. All put together, this entire Brahmanda is you. Then we have unusual word, Shipi Vishtaha. Shipi and Avishtaha. Avishtaha means entered. Yeah. And Shipi means a ray of the sun. Shipi. Yeah. So you are the one who has entered, or you who are shining as the sun's rays. And that is how we have the cycle of life. You evaporate the water through this mighty rays and then cause the cycle of life to happen. Yeah? And so we see that in nature, there is always a give and take. Now the oceans are offering their waters, and then clouds are getting the water but then giving it in the form of rain, and then it comes down. So nature is not holding anything. So like that, Bhagavan is entering everything and then exiting also in some other form. Gama vishya bhutani dharayamyah mojasam. And yada dityagatam tejah jagat bhasete khilam. Bhagavan says, I have entered as a tejas in the sun and the stars and the moon, and then I enter into the earth, and then I enter into the plants and foliage, then I enter into your stomachs, udaras, and then I become assimilated as energy, ojas, tejas, brilliance. So that is the idea here, the idea of how life is cyclic. And you who run the cycle, who govern the giving and the taking, you are Shipi Vishtaha. And remember in the Gita it is said that if we only receive and we don't give, then Krishna had a very harsh term for those people. They were called Stenaha. Stenaha means thief. The thief only appropriates, but he does not give. So we give back in the form of yajna, dhanam, tapas, or simply one appreciation and namaskara. When we get up, let us acknowledge the sun and do a namaskara, and then that brings about a change of attitude, and that is following the dharma marga, and which will bring blessings. So Shipi Vishtaha. Then the last nama in the 29th shloka is Prakashanaha. This, similar names we have had many times. Prakashanaha is one who illumines all. Yeah. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति. Can you still hear me? Okay, there was a power. So you light up everything. You light up everything. Now this is not to be taken literally, as the power, the bulb. You light up everything. No, it is a figurative usage. You reveal everything. Yeah, you make the mind possible to gather information, and then you illumine through the mind the sense organs. They bring in data. So who is doing all this empowering work? You, as Prakashanaha. So you are the Atma Jyoti, Param Jyoti, Jyotisham Jyotihi, light of all lights. So with that we completed the second shloka, number 29. Now let's move to 30. And we'll just chant this also briefly. Subhujo Durdharo Vagmi Mahendro Vasudo Vasuho Naikarupo Brahadrupaha Shipivishta Prakashanaha. The 9 namas there. Now let's go to one more shloka. 30th. Ojas Tejo Dyutidhara Prakashatma Pratapanaha. Ojas Tejo Dyutidhara Prakashatma Pratapanaha. Riddhaspashtaksharo mantras chandranshur bhaskaradyutihi. Riddhaspashtaksharo mantras chandramshur bhaskaradyutihi. So here the namas are 7 namas here. The first nama is a bit long. Ojas Tejo. You have to change it to Tejo, not Tojo, as you can see in the screen. Ojas Tejo Dyuti Dharaha. One nama. Then Prakashatma Pratapanaha Riddhaha Spashtaksharaha Mantraha Chandramshuhu and finally Bhaskaradyutihi. So if you have knowledge of Sandhis, how easy it is to split the words. And so little bit of Sanskritam, enhances the meaning for us on a deep level. Like the word dharma. Dharma cannot really be translated in any language. We have to leave it as dharma or yoga. We say cosmic harmony, that which binds, that which connects, upholds, sustains harmony. But really, dharma has got so many nuances. Stri dharma, Purusha dharma, Samanya dharma, Vishesha dharma, Swadharma, like that. So here also we come across these important namas. Let's take the first one. Ojas Tejo Dyuti Dharaha. We saw this Dharaha just a few minutes ago. Dharaha means the one who holds. Durdharaha means which is held with difficulty, understood with difficulty. So Dharaha is the one who sustains, one who gives. Gives what? Ojaha, Tejaha, Dyuti. Ojas, Tejo, Dyuti, Dharaha. The one who is the source, who sustains all this. Now, these are also not new namas for us. Ojas. Ojas is prana balam, which means it's a spiritual energy. In yoga and Ayurveda, they talk about how you can increase the ojas. When the ojas and the prana balam is high and sattvic, then there will be a mental balance. There will be these sattvic gunas will be prevailing. One will feel compassionate and calm, contented. If the same prana is rajasic, then it will be different. So how to make that prana balam into ojas? There are all these ways in again our shastras like Ayurveda. Says 1 spoon of ghee every day from a good source will increase your ojas. Then the inverted postures in yoga will increase your ojas. Pranayama, meditation, mantra repetition, all increase the ojas. So you give that shine of health in the form of prana balam, which is ojas. Then tejas. Again, tejas is also prana balam, but in the form of courage, confidence, and consistency. That kind of tejas. Tejas vina aham tejaha. Balavatam balam asmi. Bhagavan has said, these are my vibhutis. I am the balam, the strength that is not opposed to dharma. Dharma viruddha bhuteshu. I am the balam. And the Prashnottara Ratnamalika we saw, where there is true sattvic balam, that person will be most gentle. So, the pure power and gentleness or softness go together. But the brute force is not what is mentioned here. So, Ojaha, Tejaha is the vigor, the energy. Then Dyutihi. Dyutihi means brilliance or the shine. Vidyut. Vidyut means the lightning. How brilliant it is. It is said that if science can somehow get that energy from one flash of lightning, the entire universe can be provided with power, it is said. So Dyutihi here is the brilliance. If you watched all these spelling bees of our Indian children, how beautifully they perform in the West, in America. They're able to crack these long words and tell the spellings of very difficult words. So that is an example of Dyutihi, the brilliance. And all this Bhagavan says, I am sustaining. So the Ojas, the Tejas, the Dyuti and all the manifestations are Bhagavan's glory. Ojas, Tejo, Dyuti, Dharaha. The first nama here. Then we have Prakashatma. Prakashatma, again, whose Atma, Swarupa, is effulgent. Prakasha. No? And Prakasha means self-evident. Self-evident, whose nature is self-evident Atma. So again, this is the same meaning which is repeating often. That is that Antarjyoti lights up all the other instruments of knowledge. The mind is lighted up, sense organs, and then through the sense organs only we are able to see the sun and the moon and the stars, which are sources of light. If I don't have a sentient mind or functioning eyes, I won't be able to see the external sources of light. So you as Prakashatma, you are enabling me to see everything. See, even in a dark room, dark room, when we enter, after some time we get adjusted to the darkness, no? Then we see the outline of objects in the room, and then by memory I'm able to switch on the light and then make my way around it even in darkness. So where is the light then? That is you. Then in the dream, let's take the dream, outside externally it is dark, night has descended, but in the dream there is daylight. So how am I able to see the daylight and things happening in my dream? That is the light of the mind. That is Antarjyotihi or Prakashatma. And so that is why we do the Arati mantra. Arati mantra, where you take a piece of camphor and then we try to light up the Lord. But the Lord is granting all the light, and He is Brahat Rupaha, limitless. How can we light up the Lord by one tiny camphor? So the idea is, I am praying through the Arati, Bhagavan, light up my intellect, remove the covering, the avaranam of ignorance, so that I can understand you as Prakashatma. Then the next word is Pratapanaha. So here Pra stands for Prakarshena and Tapanaha, the one who energizes. Tapa is the heat, tap dhatu. So Tapanaha is the one who energizes everything, and very well. Prakarshena tapayati iti pratapanaha. And so you energize the whole universe. We see that. See, if there was no atmosphere around the earth, will there be a proper temperature? No. Without the proper atmosphere around the earth, the temperature is retained and the sun's rays enter the earth, and then the temperature of the stars and the sun and the moon, then our body temperature. You are only doing everything. Gama Vishyacha Bhutani, then also the digestive fire. Now that's why in Ayurveda they say, if the Agni is Manda Agni, so don't dampen your Vaishvanara Agni through cool drinks and ice cream. Once in a while ice cream is okay, but this will dampen it. So what are we supposed to do? We have to offer into the fire. So the fire should be well lit. So when there is the hunger pangs, then we enjoy the food like a real puja. Yeah? So here Bhagavan is praised as the one who is maintaining the temperature and the tapa, the heat, and energizing everything. As Agni Tattvam, sun, moon, stars, body temperature, digestive fire. Then Riddhaha. Riddhaha means the one who is prosperous. Prosperous. So Bhagavan is praised as the one for whom there is no lack, because he has Bhagaha, the wealth in absolute measure. So he is Riddhaha, the giver of plenty, because abundance is there, fullness is the Swarupa of the Lord, and hence Riddhaha. That's why we praise Bhagavan as Sarvajnaha, Sarvavit, the knower of all, the giver of all, who is the all. Then Spashtakshara, very beautiful name, no? Spashta Aksharaha. You who are in the form of that one monosyllable Akshara, which is very clear. And what is that? Om, correct. Om, there's only one syllable. And we see how the Shastras praise it. Even Gita chapter 8 has praised Om. Then there is the whole Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad devoted to Om. Then Katha Upanishad, Lord Yama instructs Nachiketa, if you want to know in one word, my Swarupa, it's Om. Om Ityetat in the Katha Upanishad. And we have had many discussions on Om, that how when you open the mouth, A has to come out. And then when you close the mouth, and in between, when the lips are rounded, oo. So Om covers the entire range of sounds, and the sounds lead to words, Nama Rupa, and all put together is the entire universe. So Om is Shabda Brahma, is the Nama for that infinite Brahma, and that is you. Yeah. Now, Swamiji would say that Om has got three matras, right? Akara, Ukara, Makara. So how should we chant it? There is so much told about Om, right? If you do 10 minutes of Om chanting, you will have all these benefits, it is said. True. But how we should chant it? We have to chant it according to the matras. Om, Om. The trailing sound can be long, yeah, and the trailing silence is Nirguna Parabrahma. And Om, which is articulate, which can be heard, is the entire Jagat. All the three gunas, the three lokas, the three bodies, everything is covered by a Uma. Waking, dream, deep sleep. But Om, so after chanting Om, let's say in the morning, in your morning meditation, then you can observe the silence between two Om chantings, and that is the Paramatattvam, the Nirguna Parabrahma. So Swamiji would joke and say we should not chant Om as though it's like a police siren, Om. It sounds like an ambulance or a police siren, no. And some ashrams they do that. And there are other ways to chant Om. Some people say Aum. That is also not correct. Aum. And they have their logic, and we don't want to interfere with that. But the Shastras say this is what it is. Three matras. Matra means what? Matra means one moment. Uma. Om. Om. Little bit longer here and there is fine, but not too long is the idea. Okay. So Om is the way to call Brahma. Just like, when we are called, the person responds. So Om is a Nama for Brahma. Then let us see the last three Namas also today. Next one is easy, Mantraha. Mantraha, you Bhagavan, you are manifest as the Vedic mantras, Gayatri mantra, revealed to Vishwamitra in his mind, and so many other mantras which give us all the knowledge. Apara, Apara, all is there in the Veda mantras. But the word mantra means what? Mananat trayate iti mantraha. Trayate, that which protects me through mananam, by dwelling upon it. That is the power of a mantra. And today we know so much more. Science tells us, how the mantra purifies the sukshma shariram, calms the mind, and removes the impurities. It's like the laser beam. And recently I saw a video about in YouTube about a girl was reporting about the power of Nirvana Shatkam, which is by Adi Shankaracharya. Manobudhya Hankara Chittani Naham. So there are these, this girl, she was tested in a laboratory and the brain waves were, detected. And so the ones who are in deep meditation or, who are performing mantras, chanting mantras, the brain waves had were of the gamma oscillation. There are these degrees, alpha, beta, gamma. And so even in deep sleep, when everything slows down, we are also in that gamma state. The gamma state is very unified and calm state. So they find that mantra has the power to put the mind into that gamma state. We have to try that out. So you are in the form of the sacred mantras. And whenever we repeat a mantra, we generally also, think about the Rishi from whom the mantra was received. Next nama is Chandramshuhu. Chandra, is moon. Amshuhu is ray. Just like Shipivishtaha was Bhagavan in the form of the sun rays, solar rays, here it is the lunar rays, Chandramshuhu. The one in the form of the moon. And the Chandrama is the Adhishtana Devata for our mind. So the mind is disturbed, then there is a connection with the moon. That's why today is in fact full moon, right? Buddha Jayanti. So our culture, we celebrate every Purnima in some way or the other. I remember as children we used to go up to the terrace and mothers would feed us with all kinds of kalanda sadam and we would all have a nice time eating. And so it's seen as a blessing. Bhagavan is the full moon, not only full moon, every phase is blessing the jivas. Yeah. So the moon is the cooling, healing energy. And so the jivas are depicted as being roasted in the fire of samsara. What kind of fire? Tapatraya. The Adhyatmika fire, Adidevika, Adibhautika. So constant affliction is there for the jiva centered on the anatma, body, mind, then surroundings, and then divine obstacles also. But you as Chandramshu, you are cooling down this scorching fire of affliction. Then the last nama for today is Bhaskara Dyutihi. Bhaskara, is the sun, Aditya. And Dyuti we just saw also, Ojas Tejo Dyuti Dharaha. Dyuti is the brilliance. So you who are shining as the brilliant sun. The sun, if you notice, there are no craters that we see. There are no black spots in the sun. It's just luminous. When a bird crosses the orbit, the solar orb, you see something black. But if you just see the sun at sunrise, it is just brilliant, spotless. So you are Bhaskara. Bhaskara Dyutihi means referring to the spotless Atma. And also the sun lights up everything. Does the sun need another light to light up the sun? No. So you are, you are revealing everything. You are the light of pure consciousness which pervades everything, which illumines everything, empowers everything, and which is everything. So that's the last nama for today. Let's look at the shloka again. Ojas tejo dyutidara prakashatma pratapanaha hriddha spashtaksharo mantras chandram shurбhaskara dyutihi. Om swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिमहिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। Okay, so thank you.